So, like, what are your biggest fears?
Mm, biggest fears.
My biggest fear is my kids tell me that they're not happy on who the person that they are. That's it.
Say that's a fear for you.
Hell yeah. Cause I want them to tell me that they happy, they enjoy their life. I want them to sit down and tell me that, yo, I don't love who I am as a person. You know, I want to be like, Daddy, I'm happy who I am, whatever it is. Just be happy.
Let me see. My biggest fear would be to have cement block shoes and have to go down in the ocean because the ocean is very, very scary. And I just wouldn't want to have to. Ooh, you know what else is a fear to me? Flex Seal. You know what Flex Seal is?
No, what's that?
That they spray.
It's such a it scares me because it's like rubber in a can,
Yeah.
and you could just like paint the rubber right on, and it just hardens up. It just think
That's a fear.
it's
for
a
you?
fear because I think about like someone like shoving that down my throat, and it just like
Like quick dry
cementing
cement.
up. Yeah, that's a fear to me, and in the ocean, being deep down in the ocean with all the deep nasty sea creatures. That's
If we talking about phobias, mine's spiders.
I would say my biggest fear is to not, be here for my kids as they grow up. Like, forbid something happened to me, but I would want to, I want to see my kids have kids. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to be here long enough for that. So that I would say that's my biggest fear.
Oh, that's next level fears. Oh no, I'm on the same page. Not living up to people that depend on me to fulfill that what needs to be done. Not teaching the things that I should have. Not letting them be as independent as they should have. And having to rely on somebody because I couldn't help them make those steps.
do you why do you think people fear the opportunity to be independent and not rely on a job?
Oh,
Steady check.
It's a nice steady check.
They know that they're getting, a check. It's a guaranteed check every week, 2 weeks, whatever you have, on a 9 to 5 job. So, they know that's for sure. So, with being independent and having your own business, that's not really the issue. You can't really just get paid every week like that. Your money fluctuates. It be up and down. So and it's putting yourself at risk. So I think that's what the fear is as far as working a 9 to 5 and not being independent.
Well, like you said, yeah, that's a pretty much a good gist of it. Like people are comfortable with their lifestyle. They don't want to break away from it.
Do you feel fear stops people from being successful?
Do I feel like fear stop people from being successful? Yeah, it goes. Yeah, fear or the lack of knowledge of whatever they're trying to do. Some people just like I said before. Some people think they're special. Like they should just be successful because some strange reason. But other than that, fear. Yeah, it does play a part of it.
I think people have this type of mentality in their head. They have this vision, this character that they've built for themselves their whole entire life. And when it is demolished, then people probably have a fear of that. So that's why I think that some people have that fear of being successful or actually putting themselves out there, because it's a scary thought to know that someone can shatter you in 2 seconds and tell you that you're not good enough when you built up your whole entire life. You've built up, your mom's done told you how beautiful and wonderful you are. You go out to Hollywood and they tell you that you don't have the look that we're looking for. It's I think it's that fear of being told you're not good enough.
That's part of a toxic relationship.
yeah.
When people tell you things that oh, you're beautiful. But
Yeah, words carry a lot of weight, you know, even when you're younger, you know, hearing that, oh, you're never gonna be nothing, you know, all
no,
of that.
no, not the negative. Them telling you certain things, like they can tell you stuff that they probably know in the back of their mind that you probably can't, but they pump you up to thinking that you're a certain person, but in reality, you're really not. That's another form of a toxic relationship.
What also coincides with like what was previously asked as far as like being more independent or having a traditional job is that when you have a job, you have everything outlined for you, or in traditionally speaking, you have everything outlined for you. Your expectations, what's needed from you, and the specific areas that you need to have your skills in. Whereas when you're an independent, whatever you lead with is pretty much never what you finish with. If you lead with a certain skill, then you have to have everything else that falls around it. Or then you got to rely and select people to fill in those roles that you're not good in.
Right.
It's the thing is that there's a lot of comfortability in being able to have all those access, like those parts outlined for you in a traditional job, because then you can have your own individual separate life. Whereas if you decide to be independent, create your own, be an entrepreneur, then that becomes your life.
And it's just a lot harder to be independent, you know, versus having a job is easy. Everything is pretty much there, like you said. Everything is pretty much there for you. You got the check. You got somebody telling you what to do. You know, you just go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
You got
you
no
know,
excuses.
yeah.
But it seems like when you're independent or working independently, or like doing it on your own thing, doing your own thing, and not having to worry about that, is that you're actually having to get up in the morning and grind for it every single day, and that may scare people. You know, that fear of having to, oh, I don't have predictability. I have to go out and make my money today. Some people don't want to have that mentality. Some people don't want to do that. They want to be able to be told what to do, to get a check, and then come back home to do whatever else they needed to do. So I don't know. I have a question though about parents though, because you two are parents, and about fear, and trying to basically help your kids. And you're saying like that's like a toxic relationship. Tell you know, like, oh, you know, feeding them into things that you.
Oh no, that was I had read that somewhere. It wasn't like I felt that way.
Oh, okay. Well, how do y'all feel about you know, your kids? If you see your kids growing up, they're let's fast forward 10 years from now, and they're doing things like they're going into rapping or going into dance or whatever they're doing, and you notice, you know, oh, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. Are you still building them up because you want them to be the best and work hard to get there? Or are you going to tell them, like, look, maybe you should find another career path? Or...
Well, in today's world, like you can honestly tell, like a lot of people ain't got talent and they're very successful in it. But
Yeah, true. That's very true.
But if they were to tell me that this is what they do and this is why they're happy, like that's what I want them to tell me. Like, I'm happy doing this. All right, well, shit. Well, let me know when your show is. I'll be there front row.
Right?
Like, I just want them. Like, that's my thing. I just be happy at who you are. Don't grow up and be like, I hate the person I became.
Yeah.
Like, just be happy. Like, I don't know this. Like, I feel like I'm happy with myself. Yeah, because I feel like I be real with myself. I don't be sitting there like pumping myself up and shit. Like, I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can be. I know where I can go. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm happy with who I am as a person. Am I happy with what I do? Probably not, but as a person, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely want my kids to do something that's going to make them happy, you know, and I'm not going to ever, you know, tell them not to do it if it's something they really passionate about. Because one thing I don't think you should do as a parent, in my perspective, is to put something on your kids that you know they're not trying to really do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to force them to do it, they not gonna put their energy into it. You know, they're gonna put their energy into something they're passionate about. You know what I'm saying? So regardless how you look at it, that's the truth. You know, you have to, you know, steer them the right way. You know, to whatever they're trying to do, let them know the ins and outs of it. But you know, guide them the right way in that sense. But don't force nothing that you want them to do. You know, on your kids. You know, because they're not gonna give it their all. I don't believe so.
I got one qualification when it comes to that, and that is whether or not they do it on their free time. If they're progressing and looking into things and trying to do it on their own time without there being asked to, then I am 100% behind it. It's like whether I'm looking at, it's like, I mean, I don't have any kids yet, so I don't have any experience in that level of things. But like when I'm hiring somebody and looking over resumes or what have you, I can easily tell when like the projects that they show me in their portfolio or what have you are done from school requests, like that were part of the school project. Is like, have you gone out and done any of this stuff on your own? And if I don't see anything like that, if the stuff that's presented me from regardless of the level, is they don't show the drive to do it on their own time, then I don't think that's the thing that they need to be striving for. They need to show that they need to have that level of excitement to be able to where their free time is that time.
Right. Do you feel the perception has a lot to do with fear?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe the way you view things have a lot to do with it. Because if you just say starting your own business, like what we were saying before, if you have that perception that you're not gonna make any money, you fear that. You know what I'm saying? You fear the fact that, or you're not gonna be successful. It's the way you look at it. You know, like you have to have an optimistic attitude, be positive, you know, and know it's gonna work and know your worth. You know, I think knowing your worth plays a big part too. You know, and you know, knowing that you can accomplish anything as long as you put your heart into it.
That was wonderful. I like that one. I like the saying. It goes something along the lines of, "You have nothing beats a fail but a try." And I think that when you have that fear, the perception of fear is just something that we haven't gone through yet, or gone through and had a bad experience on it, so we don't want to do it again. But we've got to remember that every day is a brand new day. Every day is a chance to start over in things that you can control. So take advantage of that. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna take this time to say, don't allow your perception to be the base of your fear. Research, do your research, look it up, put in the effort, do the grind. If it's something that you want, go after it, and don't be afraid to go after it. If you fail, okay, you fail. You know how many times Will Smith says he's failed before he actually went on and did and pursued the things that he wanted to do? People that are great aren't great because they tried it one time and was great at it the one time they did it. They have gone and they've practiced, they mastered it, they pursued it, they made it their life goal, and they made it where they needed to be. I mean, I didn't want that to be a motivational speech, but it became a motivational speech.
Yeah, I don't think anyone that's been successful that we heard haven't went through a process of failure in their life. You know what I'm saying? I think everyone that's successful that we know it has had to go through some kind of mental pain or struggle. You know, in a sense. You know, I don't think anything is a smooth ride. So, you know, I definitely feel that way. How you feel, LP?
No, y'all said some good stuff. That's what. But I'm quiet is because y'all saying that's like what I think. So like, there's no need to say anything.
For me, it's like the best teacher is the best teacher by far is failing and having determination to get back up. It's you can read things in a book, you can be told things, but until you experience that, it ain't drilled in your memory like the same way.
Oh, the best things I've learned how to do was by hands-on experience. Like, I mean, that's going into the school things. But I mean, anything that I've learned, anything that stuck was always something that I've been through. And I said, whoop, I'm never doing that again. Or, oh, okay, that worked out for me, you know. But I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to try, you know. If the only thing holding you aside is your fear to what if, then you need to knock that out, because what if is not for certain. It's not for sure. knock out that what if and let's do it for sure, for certain. I mean, get in there. I mean, that goes up to the next question. Actually, what is fear? What is fear holding you back from doing right now?
Well, I want to be a ghostwriter. That's my main thing I'm focused on right now. I think it's a fear of the sacrifice to be without my family, for a long period of time. You know, to get in the game, I know it's a lot of things you gotta be out there doing, all of these different things, So I don't know. I gotta check more details about ghostwriting.
But what if you can like take your family with you?
Oh, I definitely do that, and I know it makes some good money doing it, And if I could take my family with me and it won't be a sacrifice, then yeah, I would definitely do that. But that is a fear that's holding me back right now. Is that just being away from my family for a long period of time.
Could anything like break that? I mean, or is this just something that's just gonna just be there, or is that something you're willing to like work on and move forward to? Because
it's something I could work forward and move on to. I just gotta take that risk and put it out there, and adjust. I think adjusting to my situation. I think anybody can adjust to a situation. You got people that move from one state to another and they just adjust. You know what I'm saying? They any way it go, I think you can adjust to whatever you're doing. It just take time and patience. But you can definitely do that.
It's on me. Hey. I don't know. Reaching my full potential. I guess that's my fear. Like I don't challenge myself as much as I should. So I think that my biggest fear would probably be I really couldn't tell you. Like probably just putting it out there. That's just putting it out there. I think that's probably my biggest fear is the perception people probably have of me when I put it out there. I think that's the only thing that's preventing me. I think that's it. I don't really have anything else.
Would you guys be open to overcoming your fear? To doing whatever it takes to overcome your fear? Would you be willing to do that, or is that something that you fear?
Ooh, I'm like, what? The concept of it sounds great, being able to overcome the fear, but eventually, like it's an eventually type of thing. Like it's in the back of my head to want to overcome certain fears, but then it's also in the front of my head of I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So there's that.
Is it like? I mean, I think it depends on the stakes. All right, like what's up? What's the risk? It's like if we're talking about like fears and
like how's it gonna affect you?
Right. Yeah. No. If we're talking about fears and how we're gonna affect us, it really depends. Like back in the day, or whatnot. If I was single or whatnot, or not trying to build towards a family or have a family, then I took a bunch of risks. All right. If I still knew that I had a place to sleep and all that other stuff, but if I got dependents going on towards me, then I'm gonna be baby fitting. I'm gonna be.
Playing it safe.
I'm gonna be playing it pretty safe. I'm not gonna take nearly as much risks. I mean, no risk, no reward kind of thing. But I want to secure as much of a future as possible, and that's gonna weigh heavily. So like that's fear right there to me.
For a person that says, "I fear nothing," do you believe that, or do you think everyone fears something?
Then they're single.
I don't think no one fears anything. I think that everyone has it. I think that it's just probably not in their forefront because they train themselves to say, well, if I don't say it out loud, then it means that I don't have the fear.
Their life is oppressive.
Yeah. So I mean, like it is what it is. Some people, that's a mentality. Is if I don't see it, if it's not in front of my face, if I don't think about it, then it doesn't exist. And some people are going to say that. They're going to be like, I don't have any fears. I do anything. But when it comes to it, let's go back and let's really be on the cliff over there, jumping off, about to do some hang gliding. Are you really going to do that? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I take it for a grain of salt.
Panda, you're not about to do that, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I've done a lot of bunch. I've done a few things. I have no problem with that.
Jump out of plane?
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
You ain't jumping out no plane.
Oh, no.
Jumping out of no plane.
No, I'm good. I'll do it.
You do it, LP? Jump out of plane?
Yeah. But I can't.
See, y'all is lying.
Nah,
Cap.
I'll tell you the truth. What it is, like I have a fuck it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm cussing. It's a podcast. I have a 3-second fuck it rule. So if I'm at this, if there's something that's facing me, I give myself 3 seconds and I say fuck it, and I just go for it.
Wow.
Jump out of the plane, that's nothing. I think I'm more scared of standing on top of a skyscraper at the top. Like, where you be those buildings where they have the helicopter ports at the top. Like, I couldn't stand up there. I couldn't do it.
I haven't done anything like insane, but I think like the highest I jumped off was about 20, 25 feet.
25 feet?
For what? Why?
Well, no, it was this like lagoon kind of thing.
Oh,
It was in the water.
Oh, you jumped in the water.
Into the water. Yeah.
no. See, I'm not even doing that.
Like solid ground, talking about you
No,
jumped.
no. These pudgy ass legs.
Doing that. No. My feet say planted on the floor, on the earth.
I look at weight. As long as the weight limits are in line, then I'm golden. I'll do it.
All right, our final question for the night is, do you think people deal a lot with fear of failure?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Wait, what's the question again?
Do you think people deal a lot with the fear of failure?
They deal with a lot of fear of failure?
I think so.
It's in the back of, it's always in the back of the mind.
Scared. I think people's, they don't want to fail, and, they might have, they might be the person that the strong person in their family to carry their family, or, and they're the ones responsible. I think those are the people that, they don't want to fail, they don't want to let anybody down, you know what I'm saying? And they feel like they got to carry the weight. So, failure is something that, they don't want to happen, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like failure plays a big part, you know what I'm saying, in fear.
Yeah, of course, everybody deals with it, but people deal with it on different levels. Like some people, even though they fear it, they still do it. Like, so
you just can't I don't think you should just let fear dictate how you handle the situation. Right. Like even though you fear it, you got to kind of just snap out of it and just do it. Something you just got to take risks and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Well, when you're in a fight, you know what I'm saying? You're nervous about the fight. Once you actually, not to say fight, I don't want to express all that, but
call it what it is, a fight.
But I'm using
it's a fight.
But I'm using a fight example. You're nervous about the fight at the beginning. Then when you actually start fighting that person, that fear kind of goes away. You're already in it. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of that is just emotions. Is fear is just emotions. But usually, most of the time, what you fear doesn't even really happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's just an emotion.
A whole thing in your head. You build up a whole story. I do this a lot. I build up a whole scenario in my head before I'm doing something that I've never done before. I have that fear or that fear of failing it. Like I build up the whole scenario of what could possibly go wrong, which is not a good idea to do. That's something I need to work on. Of looking at it as far as what's the best outcome that can come, because we talk about failure, but there's people who have failure or have fears of succeeding. Succeeding and it being the best possible outcome that you could think of. And people fear that, and that's why it's an extreme that goes both ways. That we've always just gotta get to the mid. Find a middle ground, get to it, and just dig into it. Dive right in, because you'll never know unless you try. Nothing beats a fail but a try.
That's great. My dad used to say that.
All right.
That's all I have to do.
So thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, one of the hosts, LP82, along with
Young Tig, aka Wordplay.
and
Shauna. Bye, guys.
the man behind the camera that never gets the shout out.
Panda.
Hey.
Express.
Hey, but I have a question though. Have you said whatnot? I think you did a couple times.
I'd be shocked if I didn't.
All right, thank you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're out.